50 weeks, 75,000 weeks, whatever, how many weeks, it's nobody's business. It's you, your doctor, and God. That's who you have to be conversational to. And it's not mentioned in the Big Ten. I'm just going to say.
No.
In the Big Ten, it is not mentioned.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
You know, because I figured God was pretty clear. Here's the stuff that'll make your life better on earth. Here's the thing. Don't lie, because you don't want people lying to you. Don't mess with somebody's wife, because you're going to be mad if they're messing with yours. Just, you know, common sense stuff.
Say, thou shalt not kill.
They believe that. Yes, well, here's the thing. I think thou shalt not kill cannot be used as the block, because we allow wars all the time.
Yes, we do.
The Crusades
we allow the death penalty.
were about all these things.
We allow guns.
Yes. So there is some conversation to be had here. So you can either thou shalt not kill for everybody.
Yes.
And everything.
And everything. Or we have to talk about all the things that you and I need to do.
Alice, his former Vice President Mike Pence posted on X, on Twitter, this response.
I'm sorry. I just want to say one thing. I just don't understand how you could want illegal immigration and then want to take the gun. Let's just keep going. It just does not make sense to me at all. It's just the most insane shit I heard ever. But come on.
So there is some conversation to be had here. So you can either thou shalt not kill for everybody.
Yes.
And everything.
And everything.
For keep doing that.
Or we have to talk about all the things that you and I need to do.
Alice, his former Vice President Mike Pence posted on X, on Twitter, this response, quote, President Trump's retreat on the right to life is a slap in the face to the millions of pro-life Americans who voted for him in 2016 and 2020. And we saw a similar note of criticism from Republican Senator Lindsey Graham of South Carolina, who said, quote, I respectfully disagree with President Trump's statement that abortion is a states' rights issue. Dobbs, that's the case in which Roe was overturned, Dobbs does not require that conclusion legally, and the pro-life movement has always been about the well-being of the unborn child, not geography, meaning state by state. Trump took to Truth Social just moments ago to attack Lindsey Graham by saying, in part, Senator Lindsey Graham is doing a great disservice to the Republican Party and to our country. He basically is saying that that's a loser of an issue politically, so Republicans shouldn't be there.
All right, guys. So Trump has pissed off the left.
I have to agree. I think abortion should be a states' rights issue.
I think it should be illegal fully federally.
I don't think so.
I think it's playing God.
I feel like should the consequence to having unprotected sex be having a child? No. I think that people should have the right to decide. If you don't agree, don't get one. Like people like tattoos, you don't like tattoos, don't get one.
That's You're deciding who lives and who dies.
It doesn't have a heartbeat yet.
But that person that would have.
That's a hard one, man.
Because
it doesn't.
It's because you made it not. God made it like this for a reason. He decides who lives, who dies.
I
ain't gonna lie. The baby's gonna be born. The baby's gonna be born.
I look at it as like a real thing.
That's why I say it's so hard of an issue. Just leave it up to the state. That's why I say.
I have to agree. Yeah, 100%.
I disagree, but that's just me.
Well, only thing I can say, if you're gonna have sex, it's consequences of having sex. So don't mean you shouldn't be out there. If you want to have sex and take that risk,
let's say this.
If you want to go out there and have sex and take that risk, you should live with that risk you take.
So let's say one of the consequences of having sex is STDs. Let's say you get STD. Should you have the STD forever?
Yes, you took that risk.
So you want to protect the sex. You don't think there should be a way to cure that?
That's different. Yeah, you could cure it.
Different.
But I'm just saying,
it's a form of medicine.
So you telling me
it's a health thing?
You telling me that's a cure? That's different, bro. That's not no cure. That ain't no disease.
Yeah, it's not
a disease.
Pregnancy is not a disease.
I just think that.
I mean, you looked at a baby as a disease.
I'm hard against abortion.
So you feel like you're a disease?
I've been
pro-life
my whole life.
See, the thing is,
I don't think anything can change my opinion.
If our country,
I personally would not get an abortion, but I don't put myself.
But that's why I said leave it up to the state.
That's what I'm saying. I agree.
It gives us freedom. But if our country went to live under God like we're supposed to,
I go off the Bible.
It should definitely be.
That shit's wrong.
Yeah, but we're not living how the Bible's saying to live. So then we can't pick and choose on what we do. Because then you should say, shit, we shouldn't be allowed to have sex at all. Because God doesn't want sex.
Before marriage.
God doesn't want the kid to die, and He doesn't want you to have sex before marriage. People still do those things. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like
they cause a lot of problems. Clearly,
it does.
We see the problems right now.
It does. You know, so this is too difficult, bro.
It doesn't have a heartbeat.
I don't think it's difficult at all.
It's too difficult.
So like,
I don't think
okay,
it's difficult at all.
Once it has a heartbeat, you can't abort it.
Yeah, I would say,
It's a
yeah, once it has
living
but that's what I'm saying. I don't know, though, because I do agree
If
with
that baby was gonna be born,
Bro, I agree, but that's the thing, though.
and you make it not be born, you're choosing who
But that's the thing, though. What do you do for
was
people
born and not
that-
born. That's God's choice.
What do you do for people
To
that
me.
agree with both?
But that's the same thing with killing
I don't
somebody.
know. I don't know. What
That's
you
the
mean?
same thing with killing somebody.
How?
So that's the thing,
Because you
though.
deciding who lives or
Bro,
dies.
at the
killing
end of the
people
day-
is
at the
dead
end of
ass
the day-
wrong.
At the end of the
But
day,
it's self-defense.
But, bro,
But you
let's
had no
say you-
choice. Self-defense when you had no
at the
choice.
end of the day,
That's true.
If you leave me with no choice and I have to kill you, did I want to kill you? Hell no.
That's
But
true.
like,
You
it was
got me
me or
there.
you.
at the
You
end
got
of
me
the
there.
day, at the
Can't
end of
argue
the day,
that.
you
But
can
you-
make your decision. That's what I'm saying.
I know. I'm saying if you ask me,
Oh, okay. Well,
it's wrong because you are playing God.
But
You're
then-
deciding
no,
who
okay.
lives and who dies.
But okay, that's the thing, though.
I have to
Period.
agree.
For political purposes, what is right? Leave it up to the state. That's the
I
only
agree.
thing that seems
Let
right.
the people decide.
I-
Because
I completely
there's so
agree.
much disagreement. So
I
you can do
completely
what you
agree.
do, and they can do what they do. You see what I'm saying?
I
know.
Because
But if you ask me,
listen,
I don't agree with
I
that.
think I have to
No, I
agree with
don't
you.
either.
I have to
I don't
agree
either.
because if you let the people decide, they can decide how they want to live. Like ultimately,
some people gonna have, some people gonna have.
ultimately,
So-
if people all share that same sentiment, they'll vote and it will be banned in that
in
place.
my opinion, I feel
have
like,
to agree.
In my opinion, I feel like they shouldn't die. If to do that, if they're getting rid of abortions, they should be able to have a program to give mothers that if they want to give up their kids to have a
Yeah.
safe place to put their
That's
kids.
what we
in.
need to do.
But we're
Adoption.
missing the issue here. We're all debating whether we're pro-choice or pro-life. That's not what we're talking about here. Do you agree that the state should be able to decide what the people who live in that state have the right to do? They should be to decide. So you think the government should be able to tell people what to do? What they can
I
and
think
can't
that
do?
on the case of abortion, I can't in any way. No.
I want to leave it
you're
up to the
against
states because you decide to do that race.
And-
You decide to do that act.
You say live it up to the states.
No, I'm saying you shouldn't. I said they should make it no abortions at all because you decide to have sex. No one told you to put your. Nobody told you to pull your dick out and not put no condom on and in them dick.
Oh my god!
You didn't have to get so angry.
I'm just saying. I'm just giving it honey. I'm just giving it
I
honey.
really just, I see where y'all coming from. Like,
I understand too.
But I just really don't think like the consequence of
but
having
that's
sex should be
okay,
having a kid.
You're not supposed to have
That's the way God made it.
I'm just saying, like, it's one
Sex
thing
is
to
something serious.
It's one thing
That's
to
the problem.
Very
It's
serious.
one
That's
thing
the
to
problem.
prepare to have a kid, but why have a kid in a broken home? Like, I think that's bad.
That's why you don't have sex.
That's why you're not supposed to have sex.
Imagine just.
That's why you don't be having sex with anybody, brother.
No, I
Or
definitely,
just throw the condom.
I definitely get
Throw
it.
the condom on,
But
and you ain't got no baby.
But that's the thing, though. It's already too far gone. That would be infringing other people's rights.
I agree.
I keep it 100.
I
I do
agree.
agree with what y'all are saying.
I disagree.
But that's what I'm saying.
I agree with y'all sentiment.
They gave them the right to have sex, and they
I
decided to do
hear
that.
what
Let's
y'all
be
saying,
real.
but I personally think it
let's
should
be
be a
real, though.
state level issue.
Who
cares what the government
Where
thinks
politics
is a
is
state issue?
today about a lot of things, the trans issue, they're putting this stuff on our kids. So y'all really think they're gonna not allow abortion? They're gonna allow that. They're allowing trans stuff in school.
No,
think
you
all
just
that
said you
shit
just
should be a
asked us,
statewide
should we
issue.
think what we think?
No,
And that's
I'm
what
saying,
I
no, but
think.
that's
No,
not
I asked you-
realistic.
I
That's
asked
not
you-
It might not be realistic, it might not, because we live in an evil ass world. But if you
y'all-
ask me what I think,
That's what I'm saying,
that's what
bro.
I think.
So y'all think there should be a national abortion ban? Which y'all two
Yes.
think? And me and him think it
That's the
should
thing,
be a
though.
state level issue.
Trump is
I
like, that's what I'm
agree.
saying, though. Trump
I
is a
agree.
big Christian, but he knows that shit is cooked. He might believe, that's what I'm saying, though. To even just put a little Christianity into it, the situation, to me, is to just leave it up to the state. Because that's what you believe. Hey, we gotta keep it 100 here.
I
That's why,
agree.
and Trump's a big Christian. I bet he wants to ban this shit. That's why a lot of people
That's
on the right
what he
want to
thinks,
ban
but
it.
you gotta leave it up to the people
But that's
to
what I'm saying.
decide.
As a politician standpoint, you have to leave it up to the state.
Bro,
But I mean,
everybody thinks something different on the issue, so
Yeah,
you leave it up to them to decide for themselves. Boom.
Yeah,
I agree.
that's just how it should be.
I agree. Because
That's
listen, we 50-50 on the shit ourselves.
Well, that's when
I
you
do-
look
I
at
do-
it. When you look
I
at
do
it, in
agree-
that,
I do
if
agree
you-
it is wrong,
If
but
you
me
look at it in that
personally-
context, then we should be able to look at it in the context of when they should allow the kids choose that they want to mutilate their body.
Okay.
That's the same thing. That's the exact same thing. Leave it up to the states.
Leave it up to the
I don't think
states.
that's
They're
the same
already
thing.
doing it.
That's the same thing. Leave it up to the states. That's what they want to do. That's what they believe. They choose to do that.
But they're already doing that.
I think there should be some stipulations on that.
Hey,
It's the
it's
same
a
thing.
thing, brother.
Because as
It's a lifelong decision.
You decided to do that.
yeah.
That was your choice.
That's
That was the choice you decided to make. That's what I'm just saying.
I don't know, man. I don't think
That's
children.
how I feel. I'm stand on that.
I don't
though.
think children are smart enough to make like decisions like that for themselves. So
Hey.
that's why I think like the one thing, if that's a statewide issue, it should be like 18 and up.
But it's
Anything
parents.
under
But
18,
there'll be parents
I
that
don't
say,
think it
"I
should be
want this
okay.
for my kid." That's what they think. But it could be dead ass
I
wrong.
personally think that should be like 18 plus.
Yeah.
Anybody under 18
That's a
cannot
hard
be
issue.
making that
That's a hard
decision.
issue. That's why I think everybody just man, but we're gonna keep arguing. Leave it up to the state. That's why I think it's just one of them. Leave it to the state.
Yeah, let people vote on it.
I have to agree. I have to agree. I have to agree 100%.
I have to disagree.
I have to agree.
Do you support any restrictions on abortion?
I don't. I've always believed,
even in the third trimester?
I believe that choice is between a woman, her doctor, and a God if she prays to one.
Are there any limits on abortion you would find appropriate?
I don't believe so, no. I believe that is between a woman and her physician.
You have probably heard more and more Republicans, including Donald Trump, who just over the weekend accused Democrats of supporting abortion rights up to and after birth. Can you be clear about
what does that mean? After birth, abortion after birth. It's made up. It's a political.
Well, can you just be clear about what limits on abortion should be?
It's a political thing. People are not seeking abortion.
But what is the policy? What should it be?
The policy. It's not up to Donald Trump.
Answer the question, pussy. You notice he didn't answer the question ever?
He didn't.
He literally didn't answer the question. He said, what do you think the rules should be? I definitely think if they're going to allow it to be at the straight level, there got to be some rules on that shit. Like, if that ain't got a heartbeat, shouldn't be allowed.
What is the policy? What should it be?
The policy, it's not up to Donald Trump or me. It's up to you, to women that have to bear that responsibility uniquely and distinctively. And the reality is, it's a canard. It's a political frame. It's total BS. And it's exactly where they need to go because they know they've gone too far.
But there has to be some kind.
Right now, do you believe there should be any limitations on abortion set by the government? And you have 60 seconds.
Yes. I think that the women of this country and the women of this state woke up one summer morning and a core protection that they've known for 50 years
Why don't they ever
was taken from them by an extremist Supreme Court. And I stand where I've said I stand in the past. That a patient's room is too narrow and small and cramped a space for a woman, her doctor, and the United States government. We are witnessing right now what happens when politicians, most of them men, pile into patients' rooms. You get what you're seeing right now. And the women of Georgia,
didn't answer the question.
The women of Georgia deserves a senator who will stand with them.
He didn't answer the question.
I trust women more than I trust politicians.
May I respond?
It was very yes or no question.
You know, it is, and I heard about him. I heard he was a neat talker. But did he not mention that there was a baby in that?
Yes, I said Herschel Walker.
That's Herschel.
You remember he ran in Georgia?
Don't run in front of him, boy. He go.
Hey, look, let's see if he cooks him. I'm gonna be so weak, man.
Very quickly, Mr. Walker.
Keep him in with the common sense.
You know, it is. And I heard about him. I heard he was a neat talker. But did he not mention that there was a baby in that room as well?
He a country boy. He just making. I'm from the side. This just don't make sense.
I don't understand why they don't answer the question. Like, do you not support? Like, if you're gonna have it, there has to be a limit on
that clip.
See
that left and right, right there.
You give him an inch.
The dude took the left, went all the way around the question.
I'm sorry. If they're gonna allow it. If they're going to allow it at any capacity, there has to be a limit. There has to be a limit that says,
bro,
between this time. Like, if there's no limit, I don't support it at all because that's bad.
Bro,
definitely.
That's bad.
There's some states that's fighting for no limit.
They have to regulate it.
No limit is crazy.
They have to regulate it, bro.
Hey,
they have to regulate it. The same way with the trans issue, bro. If they're going to allow it, they have to regulate that.
No limit is murder.
Little kids, 10 years old, it's 10-year-old kids right now think they Spider-Man.
If you're allowing it to happen, people going to try to push every limit they can.
And that's why
either you have it or not. It's either yes or no. You can't be lukewarm. You can't be lukewarm about the shit. It's either you serve one God or not.
I agree with you, Taj.
And I'm gonna keep it 100.
I agree with you, Taj.
If that's the way we look at it,
I agree with him 100%. This is what I think, bro. I could be maybe too old school, conservative, Christian, whatever, call me whatever. But this is what I think. I think God made sex to be with a husband and a wife. So if that happens, then boom, that eliminates all the problems.
Yes.
Yeah, we was living right. That wouldn't none of these problems would happen.
And
if you mess up, then you got to man up. You got to take care of that baby.
But that's the thing, though.
I'm not saying you're not a Christian if you don't. I'm just saying this is.
I do want to agree with that. I'm just saying, like, if we're being realistically, bro, it's just not going to happen.
See, it's just not that hard to throw the condom on.
From a politician, if you were a politician, bro,
I wouldn't win because I'm too old school. But that's just me.
But
I'm
if
keeping it
you had a baby, you could get rid of the baby and it could still
Adoption.
be saved. You could get rid of the baby. There's
Bro,
other
you
ways
can give it up
around
for
it.
adoption.
If you
know
don't
how
want
many
it,
people can't have kids? There's people out there who are praying to adopt a kid because they cannot have kids.
Okay, so how many kids actually get adopted? Is there a stat for that?
I don't know. But how many parents are wanting to give their kid up?
I don't think any
how many
of
parents
them
know
wanted to
they're
give their
unfit?
children up.
Parents don't see themselves as unfit.
Well, I mean,
it's
I
just-
don't know,
oftentimes
man.
they are.
I think a lot of people would feel worse knowing that they have a child in this world.
But
that
to
they had
me,
give up.
that's the thing, though. We have took God out of the equation on
all levels, pretty much.
I'm sorry, but
when
if
we
they-
say one nation under God, the God is canceled now. When we
It
put
is.
all these crazy ass
I'm
policies,
sorry, guys.
transgender stuff. So that's
I'm
why.
sorry, guys. There's no way you
Can't
can
do that.
allow this shit and not have regulations on it.
Oh yeah,
There's
that's insane.
no
Oh, that's
way.
murder. So that's not the question.
No,
The
they're
question is the
literally
state.
like, and no Democrat senator answered yes or no. There needs to be a limit. If you're going to say this is something that you have to say, there has to be a limit.
Bro, come on, let's be realistic.
There has to be a
come
limit.
on, let's be
There
realistic.
has to be a limit.
There was a small limit with the, let's keep it on. When they
has to
had
be a
gay
limit on
rights,
all
we
this shit.
gave them gay rights. And
Small,
look
gave 'em an inch.
we gave them a little limit. And
Took
look what
'em out.
we're looking at right now. So you think
Exactly.
they won't do the same thing with this
They will.
situation?
He's right.
They're already doing it. Killing the baby when it comes out. That's the match.
So so like,
Bro, but that's what
you
I'm
see
saying,
what I'm saying?
though, Ty.
Like, so
I
you
see
saw-
what you said.
It's like,
I see what
Okay,
you're saying.
no, we're saying is put it in a state, like state to state, and put a limit on it.
okay,
That's
why
the best
why
thing
in
to
the
do.
state of California, yeah, they agree to them, but they're going to say, hey, we're going to wait till the 73, 82
No,
month.
no, you can't do that. You got to
How?
be 10 weeks.
How? It's their state.
10 weeks to
It's their state. It's their state.
No,
They voted for it.
No, we're
That's
saying
what they
that
wanted.
state to state allows abortion, but every state, if you do allow abortion, has to be 17 weeks.
Who chooses the weeks? Who chooses that?
No, the
didn't say
federal
it.
level.
They didn't
That's
say
what
that
they-
federal.
but that's what they're trying to
They
decide.
said state should control it.
Yeah,
so
if it's a state issue,
if it's
the
a state
state
issue, the
decides.
state decides
So if that
everything.
state, they say,
That state
if
legislation.
the baby ain't out yet, you can do it. But that's what it's gonna be. That's why I can't get with that.
All right, let's see, guys. Let's see what Trump said. Apparently, he got on Lindsey Graham.
Can't be lukewarm, bro.
Under my leadership, the Republican Party will always support the creation of strong, thriving, and healthy American families. We want to make it easier for mothers and families to have babies, not harder. That includes supporting the availability of fertility treatments like IVF in every state in America. Like the overwhelming majority of Americans, including the vast majority of Republicans, conservatives, Christians, and pro-life Americans, I strongly support the availability of IVF for couples who are trying to have a precious baby. What could be more beautiful or better than that? Many people have asked me what my position is on abortion and abortion rights, especially since I was proudly the person responsible for the ending of something that all legal scholars, both sides, wanted and, in fact, demanded be ended. Roe v. Wade. They wanted it ended. It must be remembered that the Democrats are the radical ones on this position because they support abortion up to and even beyond the 9th month.
That's the problem.
The concept of having an abortion in the later months and even execution after birth, and that's exactly what it is. The baby is born, the baby is executed after birth,
Is that a real
is
thing?
unacceptable,
Yes, bro.
and almost everyone
After
agrees
birth?
with that. My view is now
They're all
that we have
talking about
abortion where everybody wanted it from a legal
that
standpoint,
real?
the states will
them
determine
an
by
inch.
vote or legislation or perhaps both, and whatever they decide must be the law of the land, in this case, the law of the state. Many states will be different. Many will have a different number of weeks, or some will
that's the
have
problem.
more
Give 'em
conservative
an
than
inch.
others, and that's what they will be. At the end of the day, this is all about the will of the people. You must follow your heart or, in many cases, your religion or your faith. Do what's right for your family and do what's right for yourself. Do what's right for your children. Do what's right for our country and vote. So important to vote. At the end of the day, it's all about will of the people. That's where we are right now, and that's what we want, the will of the people. Now it's up to the states to do the right thing. Like Ronald Reagan, I am strongly in favor of exceptions for rape, incest, and life of the mother. You must follow your heart on this issue, but remember, you must also win elections to restore our culture and, in fact, to save our country, which is currently, and very sadly, a nation in decline.
Yeah, if they regulate it,
It's too complex, bro.
If they regulate it, I don't know, man.
Okay. I was gonna say, I feel like the only time that abortion should actually be involved.
Was life-threatening? Rape. Like what he said, yeah. Me too.
Rape.
That's the only time. But I saw a stat that's only 0.1 of abortions.
So
99.9 are not that.
Yeah, but I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm gonna keep it 100.
That nips that in the bud for me.
If they already think the man is extremist, Trump had to do what he had to do.
I'm not gonna lie. The way we just saw two freaking Democrat people dance around the answering, do you support abortion limit? How can you can you say you support abortion? You don't support abortion limit. Gavin Newsom and that bald black
interviews.
Both of them were Democrats.
I thought you were talking about the other guy. Y'all said you was.
Both of them were Democrats. Whoever that bald black dude was.
That was with Hersher. Yeah, he was
I
going
thought you
against.
was talking about Hersher.
Yeah, Hersher was a Republican.
Yeah.
That's why Gucci Mane got hot.
Neither of them answered the question. Neither of them answered the question. How can you say this is good for women and you're literally saying you're justifying killing a baby? I'm sorry. At the point, if there's justification and it's like not even formed, I can see the justification there. But when it's breathing and has a heartbeat, I cannot. There's no justifying that.
I agree with the state to state, but
that.
if you got it, if they're allowing 72 weeks in some states,
brother,
that's
bro. California,
if it has a heartbeat, I'm sorry. It's literally
you think they care about the limit? If they letting kids cut off their ball sacks and stuff, and they haven't even had sex yet. They haven't had sex yet.
They regulate guns, bro. Like you can buy a gun, but you have to be 18 and 21. That's a regulation.
That's different.
How can you not regulate this and you can regulate everything else?
Because you know it's different. It's like how many weeks, this and that, and what cases is it okay? Like that's different. I feel
that's way different. It's way different because a gun you can just boom.
You can regulate this.
You can regulate it, bro. Everything is regulated, bro. Stuff is regulated, bro.
Stuff is, but
in the doctor's
how
office,
can you not regulate this?
Because
we're seeing it right now.
Who's to say when's the right time to kill the baby?
The government could come in and say if they can have a national ban, they can have a national.
Who's to say that's right?
When you get checkups,
this many weeks,
checkups.
I feel like. Y'all know what I think. I
would say before it has a heartbeat.
But I do definitely
That's
get
the
it,
only
bro.
time I feel like.
So
you
hold on, how many weeks does it get a heartbeat?
At this point, bro,
I think it's like 8 weeks.
We're at a point where people, if Trump says anything about you can't do this, he's a dictator. He cannot say that.
But they're telling us we can't call trans actually what they are. So that's some dictatorship.
Well, they're the hypocrites in this situation.
So I ain't trying to hear none of that.
Hold on, bro. A baby has a heartbeat of 110 beats per minute after 22 days. After conception.
No.
Only 22 days after conception.
That can't be right.
That's what it says right here.
It's not even.
That's what this says.
It's not even formed in 22
Maybe
days.
this is wrong. Hold on. Let's see. I'm gonna try to click a different one. But that's what that says.
She would be showing by the time it starts forming.
Okay, this one says 5 weeks.
Okay, I think 6 weeks. 5 to 6 weeks. I think that's the only way.
This says 5 weeks.
It's 5 to 6. I'm pretty sure.
So you don't got long. Some people don't even damn know for 3 weeks. So you got 2 weeks to hurry up, get that abortion. If not,
I'm sorry.
So that's why you just know. Y'all know how I feel, man.
I'm sorry. I think it should be a state issue. But if you
maybe crucify me, y'all can do it. But I stand on what I believe.
I don't know, guys. I think any abortion at any stage, if you're gonna allow abortion at any stage, you are literally an extremist.
Yeah,
that is literally extreme.
I have to agree.
Man, it's over with for me. We be
everything
with this sex stuff. We need to put a regulation on it.
I've already said your ass not getting elected, buddy. But I mean,
hey,
you're not gonna get elected.
He's not trying to get elected. We're not trying to get elected.
I'm telling my true opinion.
Trump's trying to get elected, so he has to do that.
I know what I think. I know what my opinion is. I've said what I need to say.
That's what I'm saying. That's why it's crazy to say from a political standpoint. I agree with you.
I definitely respect y'all opinion. I definitely respect yours.
I definitely don't want
opinion.
that. So.
But like me seeing like a baby, like you telling me 9 months, 10 months, like you telling me I could just.
Bro, that's definitely a problem.
You telling me the baby could kick in my stomach and this should be allowed to? I could zip it.
We've already.
That's crazy to me.
My view is now that we have abortion where everybody wanted it from a legal standpoint, the states will determine by vote or legislation or perhaps both, and whatever they decide must be the law of the land. In this case, the law of the state.
Donald Trump just endorsed every single state ban on reproductive care nationwide.
What?
All across the country, women are being turned away from emergency rooms. We're being forced to travel hundreds of miles or ask a judge just to get the basic care they need. That's Donald Trump's vision for this country. He said it himself. He punished women who seek out the care they need.
He never
said
said that.
Republicans put a federal ban on his desk, he'd sign it. Donald Trump is the reason Roe's ended. If you reelect me, I'll be the reason why it's restored.
What's your reaction to Trump's claim that radical Democrats support executing babies after birth?
I mean, it's not surprising that he says things that are totally crazy and totally lies. That's just not true or even reasonable to think. So, I mean, the reaction is it's not surprising coming from the former president.
What's your reaction?
Not surprising coming from the former president. He just says things and tries to get reactions. And Donald Trump sometimes plays the role of a matador. He waves a red cape and we all chase it because he's distracting us from what he doesn't want us to see. He's very skilled at it.
Yeah.
Why is everyone mad about this?
Can I just point out
This is something that they should agree with.
normally after the 9th month, the baby is born. You do also know that it is against the law, passed quite a bit in, much more than you're aware, but nobody's doing that. I'm not sure I understand. And you're bragging about this.
Yeah.
So they're trying to
50
flip the
years
script?
I've
Yes.
had this right. And here you've snatched this right out of my hands. You've taken my right as a woman to make decisions about myself, and you're bragging to me, and you want me to give you my vote?
He left it up to the state.
You know, anything that he says could be translated to the following. Because he doesn't have any principles. He doesn't believe in anything.
I literally said something that they should all be in favor of.
They
and
should be, 'cause that is literally-
they always bitch
The
about
state
it.
level is literally like it's giving them a leeway. It's
Bro,
literally giving them a
like,
leeway.
here's the- no
I agree
one-
with y'all. It should be how y'all what y'all say. But the state way is a little leeway to give everybody a decision.
I have to agree.
So like, what do they want? What do y'all want with this?
I'm having a problem.
I don't
like,
know what they want, bro.
People they legalize weed up to the state level. No one has a problem. So legalize abortion up to the state level. Everyone has a problem.
Oh, it is a life. It is a little bit different. So you know,
Shut up.
Way different.
It is way different.
This
but,
is
you know,
this
from
a human being.
From a political standpoint,
This not weed.
You know,
I was just using the example of a statewide
will never
issue.
happen in America in 100 million years.
Because we live in the evil world.
Yes. Okay.
Well, at first it
So as
was
a
before Roe v. Wade.
When was Roe v. Wade?
That was around in the 60s or the 70s when they had the Me Too movement, the feminist movement, and all that was kind of
all
strong.
that shit. The problem.
Maybe we should.
Me too.
Maybe we should bring it back.
I said my 2 cents.
Yeah, that's
y'all
how
can
I
crucify me. I don't care.
Yeah, y'all can crucify me, and I don't hate
Nobody's
women.
gonna crucify you.
I don't hate women. I just physically believe if you messed up and decided to do something that you was not supposed to do, you got to live with the consequences. This is life.
I'm confused
It
on
is.
how they made Trump seem like he was the evil person.
I don't know, man. I think it's
Oh
definitely
my
a statewide.
God.
Because he got rid of
that, bro.
Roe v. Wade. That's what the problem
Yeah,
was.
that's what it was.
That's why
But
everybody's
like-
hot. That made it federally illegal for everybody. Every state that can have it. He said no, leave it up to the state.
I don't see the problem with that.
That's why everybody hot. Because
Honestly,
you
I don't
left
see
it
the
up to
problem
the
with that.
state. Y'all already made it good for everybody. So you just gonna leave it up to the state.
I just want to know what their like
Process.
visualization. What do they visualize with this bill? Like, do they agree with 17 weeks? Because we can't get every state to agree with a certain week. Then every state should just allow. You know, do y'all believe in that it should be 72
If
weeks?
Democrats are saying that this should be legal and there should be no limit on it, I believe
So,
that it should be banned nationally.
If they
Period.
believe that every state should have the ability to abort a baby when it comes out, then how are we the evil ones for believing?
I don't, bro.
Or
That
how is
just
Trump the
doesn't make
evil
sense
one?
to me. Because how can you abort it if it's already alive in here? That makes no sense
Well,
to me.
okay, well, I don't know.
They probably, hey, you know what else?
That
is-
makes no sense to me.
You know what?
See, any state even
That's
do
impossible,
that? It's
bro.
state to state right now, is it?
Y'all, yeah.
State to state right now.
Y'all,
yeah.
want to hear something that's funny?
It's legal in Florida.
How
Florida's red.
Whoopi said you took my right for 50 years, and woman, you can't have no baby since once you get past round 40, right?
No, that's not true.
All your eggs is about gone, my brother.
No, you can still have a baby after 40.
He gonna
I
be.
think it's just like more likely or less likely, and
So
it
you
can
telling
be
me
deformed.
So you telling me she can have a baby at 50?
I'm pretty sure.
I thought women have a certain amount of eggs and
I
they run
thought
out.
when they go through menopause, they can have a baby.
Yeah, that's at like 50.
Is it?
Okay.
I know my mom can't have no more babies. She
My mom,
50.
yeah, my mom
On the
can't.
dot.
Have no, my mom ain't 50 yet. She can't have no babies either.
So 7 states allow no limit.
That's all I need to see.
DC, not even a question.
Too many niggas over
New
there.
Jersey, Virginia, Oregon, Colorado, New Mexico. Not
Which one of
surprising.
them surprised you?
That's pretty insane to me.
Not one of
No
those. surprised
limit
me.
is
I'll
crazy.
put this one up for so y'all can see it, but a lot of states
Give
have
'em
12,
an inch.
12 to 15
Take 'em
weeks.
out, bro.
That's still, I mean, maybe a pretty long time. to me.
Heartbeat's at 5 weeks, so
I would say no more than 6 weeks, me, but I don't know.
Hey, we
That's
already
what's
we
going
should
on.
already know with the kid. We should know how this
Texas-
is finna go with the kids, bro.
Texas says 6 weeks and it's over with. If you have it after 6, you can't not have an abortion after 6 weeks. I'm pretty sure.
I think that's the only like logical way that you could even justify this nonsense.
Agree with 6 weeks. Yeah,
That's the only way you can justify this nonsense. But even
that's
still, it's always hard to justify it because
it's a life.
So think about this from a political standpoint. If only 7 states agree with no limit, how as a politician are you going to say, every state, no limit? They're going to say you're a Nazi. So that's what I'm saying. But I agree with y'all, though. But
No. We didn't say every state, no limit. We said every state, just
no
not at
limit.
all.
I mean, I'm not no limit. Yeah, I'm getting it.
We just saying that
no abortion.
Not at all.
We just saying that because
none of these states
what we believe
have not at all. But I would say these 16, the people that say 6 weeks are probably states that believe it not at all, and it's more of those. So
let me see that real quick.
Maybe so, because it's more states. 16 states says under 6 weeks. But guys, let us know what y'all think in the comments. Should we leave it up to the state, or should we say no abortions at all? We're gonna try to bring America back, guys. On this issue, how are we gonna bring America back? Let us know what y'all think, guys.